Hi, YouTube. It's Sheila Maria. It is wonderful to be with you. I hope wherever you are that you are safe and that you are really well. I am here today to look at blocks for abundance this December. Hi, Facebook. It's Sheila Maria. Hope you're well wherever you are. And I'm here today to talk about blocks to abundance this December. Now, I am not going to be talking about the law of attraction because I think there are enough incredible teachers out there without me adding to that. What I am going to be doing is talking about the mechanics of your aura and how this is either assisting you or repelling actual money from coming into your life. Now, my particular speciality is working with light workers, and light workers are very, very sensitive to energies that very often they don't even realize that they're sensitive to. So let me give you an example. Many of you listening to this will know that in certain situations you can feel very, very tired. You can feel nauseous. You can feel drained. Well, when it comes to your aura, as a light worker, as an empath, your aura is far more porous than you will probably realize. And one of the major reasons that you don't manifest what you're trying to manifest is that your aura is really not yours. You're sharing your aura with your loved ones, with your friends, with the people that you are with on a daily basis. So let's just for a second talk about the law of attraction. It won't be much more than that. The premise goes that your thoughts and your feelings determine your reality. They absolutely do contribute to it. Your aura is 7 layers thick. Hi, Regina. Good morning. And outside of your aura, you have something called the soul membrane. And the soul membrane is the place where all your traumas and all of the effects of your soulmate relationships are stored. I have also referred to this as your fear body. So each of the layers in your aura is known as an energy body. So you've got your physical body, you've got your astral body. Now, the astral body is the one that is responsible for you not manifesting what you're trying to. And this is the major reason why light workers' lives don't change, even though they're very positive, they're very loving, they'd help anyone, and you know that you deserve far more. So it is the astral body and the soul membrane which is actually getting in the way. So the astral body, if you look at your reflection and then just take your gaze away, sometimes you will see a line around you. You can see a line around your hand. This is also known as the psychic body, and it's where all your thoughts and all your feelings are stored. Outside of the astral body, you've got your mental body, your emotional body, and your soul layer. So your soul layer is the 4th layer into the 7 layers. No problem, Barb, none at all. It's all up there for you. So your soul layer is where all your soul contracts are held. All the soul contracts you have with your family members, the soul contracts you have with your friends, the soul contracts that you have with your clients, the soul contracts that you have with professional people that are in your life, such as social workers or a mentor of some kind. And the soul layer is basically full of your energy and their energy because of the contract in play. So in my soul layer, I have the energy of my daughter and me. I have the energy of my husband and me. I have the energy of my clients and me. And then what happens, the effects of those relationships, how those relationships are making you feel, comes from the fourth layer all the way through to the astral layer, which is closest to your physical body. So even if your thoughts and your feelings are very positive most of the time, that 1% of the time that you are triggered by the people around you who you probably love very much, it has a bounce back effect. It bounces into the astral layer, out to the soul membrane, and back, wallop. And so it triggers the emotions of times that you were treated similarly earlier in your life, and it causes an electromagnetic reaction which the universe sees as a peaking point. So the universe magnifies that stress signal. If you can imagine that this bounce back caused by the effect of your relationships upon you, so it comes into the astral layer, out to the soul membrane. The soul membrane is triggered because you were hurt or you were traumatized earlier in your life. It comes back and then it pings out to the ether realms, and it's like a flare. It's like a red flare. So what the universe does is it's looking at you all of the time, but then it sees a bright red flare going out, and then it bounces that energy back. And so it's this bounce back energy of the effect of the people around you and what they have on you that is the reason why what you want doesn't manifest. So, what's the answer? The answer is to regularly review your soul contracts and regularly review how much or how little you are getting triggered by those contracts. It's really important, and everybody can do that. So I want to give you a real world example. I have got 4 children, 3 of whom I get on with very well. I'll be positive. And let's say that the effects of one of those relationships was hurtful to me. So it would trigger me. It would trigger the time in my life when I was treated in a particular way that hurt me. That comes bouncing back. I get hurt and the flare goes off. What comes back is more of that stress and trauma energy. Even if I manage to sort of keep my balance with that, it then starts a reverberation that goes out to the soul membrane, back and out to the soul membrane, back and then out. So in effect, even though you're trying to be positive, you start manifesting. That's it, Barbara, you've got it. It's like ping pong. That's what it's like. So why this happens with light workers more than anyone, and with empaths more than anyone, is that you feel things so deeply. So when you feel things so deeply, even when you try to get over yourself, or you try to be extra compassionate about why that person is behaving like that, it still hurts. Because at some level within your soul, you know that you're not being treated fairly. Okay, and this isn't about blame, because within every soul contract, you're supposed to learn something and teach something. You're supposed to give and receive. And very often, what can happen is that you're giving, and you're not receiving that much in return. So that is the one thing you need to do, which will stop you from manifesting from other people's energy fields. Okay, the next thing that you need to know about blocks to December this year to abundance is what we call negative energy sources. So a negative energy source can be a thought that you pick up from someone around you. So let's say that the thought is, I never have enough money, or there's never enough hours in the day, or going to work is stressful. That might not be your thought. That might be a thought that your spouse has. But if you're with them all the time, that is a negative energy source to you, even if it's sensible to them. So, for example, a few days ago, my husband, and he's going to hear this, was saying, oh, this car's so stressful because I've got a beautiful new car that I can't drive at this point. It's so stressful. And I had to say to him, don't keep saying that, because then I started feeling that stress. And of course, because I am sending my energy out there all the time, then that means I'm sending out the energy of stress. And guess what comes back? More stress. So negative energy sources are anything that is not coming from you, that you are picking up from them. And I'm on about any of them. I'm on about children, friends, bosses, work colleagues, doctors, nurses, whoever. If you are picking up negative energy sources from anyone outside of you, you are going to be manifesting those negative energy sources. And as an empath, what you're normally going to do is commiserate with the person that's moaning about how hard life is, or empathize with the person, even if you don't really believe that yourself. Hi, Lisa. Even if you don't really believe that yourself, let's say that you go for lunch with a girlfriend, and let's say she's moaning about men. Okay. I like men that make me moan. I don't moan about them. I've only got one singular. Let's say she's moaning about men, right? And for a period of maybe an hour, you empathize with her, and she says all men are useless and all men are cheats and da 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 da. Even though you get up and you leave the restaurant after an hour, you've then got that energy in your aura. Even though you may not have that experience with the other sex, you will start manifesting from that because you have empathized with her. So the other message I have for you is keep your empathy in check. You can listen to someone, you can be open and hear what they say. Don't take it in, because if you take that energy in, you are manifesting from their point of attraction, not yours. So I've got several of you that are live with me. Who would like to know what blocks to abundance they have? I'm just going to see if anyone's on. Doesn't look as though anybody is on YouTube, so I'm probably going to end that in just a minute. Would you like to know what blocks to abundance you have? Tracy, I know I'm pretty okay to check with you, so I'm just going to have a look and see what blocks to abundance Tracy has. What blocks to abundance does Tracy have? So for you, Tracy, it's what we call a spiritual contract. Which spiritual contract is it? So it is your relationship that is causing blocks to abundance. What else is causing blocks to abundance for Tracy? And your inner healer, Tracy. So what this means is your tendency to want to make people feel better, and your tendency to let people have a free reign over what they think and what they feel. And, you're just sort of sat there in that energy. That is what's affecting your manifestation. I'm actually just going to have a look at your point of attraction. So let's just have a look at your point of attraction. So you're a Gemini, your birthday is just the day before mine. So you and I are very similar. So your vibration is not bad. You should be at around a 9. You're at a 5.5 in a minute at the minute. So that's really not bad. I think the thing to look out for, Tracy, is when there's something that you're really wanting to manifest and you get to that place that you feel as though it's on its way, and then nothing happens. That's what I would say to you. And this is something that is happening for people, is that it begins to look as though something's going to manifest and you get so close to it and then nothing changes. You just end up going back around in that circle. So Tracy, I would definitely be aware of that. Right, so Helen, let's have a look for you. What is affecting Helen's point of attraction? Hang on. So that isn't going to surprise you that you've got mother contracts. Unnecessarily mother contracts make it difficult for you to receive. And you've also got something called wealth is hard and wealth is an uphill battle. So these are what we call negative energy sources. I'm being told that you've picked up a lot of those from your working life. So that isn't really personal, but it's definitely from your working life that we're seeing that. And Helen, what's coming in for you that would be really, really good is for you somehow to create a perfectly clean slate and then start manifesting from that place. So I will tell you, hey, Claire, hello, darling. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I do for manifestation. That is something I'm going to do. So, first of all, let me just go to my guides and just see if there's anything else that they're wanting to say about abundance blocks this December. Okay, thank you. So, Orion is saying there is a fear of making a wrong choice. And it's like, this isn't the same as procrastination, right? Or being indecisive. That's not what we're talking about here, because this is about abundance blocks this December. So I'm not talking about law of attraction all the time. And I'm talking specifically about this December. So, okay, do you want to bring that in for me? It's a good job I'm clairaudient, because I'd never remember this otherwise. Just bring that in. Okay. So it's as if you've got a choice to make. Let's say you could decorate your bathroom green or grey. Okay, just for example. Or let's say you're thinking about whether to apply for a job or not. So what I'm being shown here is that because of these negative energy sources that are around everybody at the minute, you're going to hold off on making a decision. And what I'm being told is that at least for some of you, if not most of you, that place where you don't feel you can make a decision is more negative than if you just made a decision and got on board with it. Okay, so this is to do with the energy at the moment, and subconsciously it is because I believe that, certainly here in the UK, that there is a lot of darkness at the minute. Not only are we getting up and it's darker and it's getting dark earlier, there's almost that hibernating experience. So what I'm being told here is, if there is something that you are mulling it over, we're not talking about mulled wine. I love mulled wine. We're talking about make a decision either way. Really important. I made a big decision this morning business wise, and it's going to cost me money. But I'm actually I was doing this myself. I was like, do I do it? Do I don't? And I just decided to do it because it's that mulling it over, which is actually going to be a block to abundance either way. Okay, so let me see what else. I love you too, Cret. Okay, so let me see what else. Okay, so another thing which is definitely going to affect abundance is if you've got somebody in your life that's having a really hard time, but they're not changing, right? And this is not to say that they are a bad person. This is not to say that they should change just because you're with them. But sometimes people don't realize that they can change. They don't realize that it is possible for them to have a different way of life. And I'm talking teenagers here, I'm talking older people, I'm talking about people that, you know, quite justifiably from logical standpoints are experiencing life in a difficult way. But the fact that they are not aware that they could have a better way of life can really affect you. And so the one piece of advice I have for everybody, I had to do this where my children were concerned, where a couple of members of my family were concerned. I had to separate my point of attraction and my timeline from theirs. So I'm still there for them and I'm still helping them, but my point of attraction is now no longer affected by them. And that is so important because you will sense if you're allowing your vibration to drop. And if your vibration drops below a certain level, you will start to feel absolutely desperate. It's horrible. It's a horrible thing. So, Regina, let's just have a look and see what abundance blocks there are for you. Just bear with me. So you've got something called healing blocks. So your first one is that it's hard to earn a living as a healer. The second one is that it's hard to be a healer. So basically what's going on with you, Regina, is you're not going to attract the kind of people that will believe in investing in themselves. So your earning capacity is less than it should be. It also, there is a belief as well that it is wrong to accept money for healing services. So I'm not going to like lecture you because we've all been there, but it definitely is. How do you change that point of attraction? Brilliant question. I love that. Okay, well, I'm going to do this with my guide. Just bear with me. So it takes around 3 weeks, Helen. For the average person, it takes around 3 weeks to really get going. What I do is I make sure that I am 100% clear about what I'm manifesting. Like, I literally know exactly what 5 things, if you ask me the 5 things that I'm manifesting right now, I could tell you just like that. And that is something that the unicorns taught me to do. I know that sounds wappy, but it's true because I've been working with them. Yes, Lisa, that's right. But the thing is, when you're being very clear about what you're manifesting, even if it's nowhere inside, your point of attraction starts to become clear because it's that level of clarity which is going to bleed out. The other thing that you can do is energetically build up the amount of energy that you can receive financially at any one time. Now, the downside of doing this is if you don't know how to do it, I'm not saying that this will happen, but what can happen is that more money comes in and then more money goes out. And what you need to do is you need to be able to bring more money in and hold on to it and let a certain amount of it go as well. Now, I've been affected by, yeah, brilliant, bring more money in, and then it all goes out again. So that took some training and I've actually got an abundance mentor that I work with several times a year, and she is fantastic, and she has helped me to do something called Grow My Money Container. So anyway, I'm going to pull some cards because I'm here. I'm using the Witch's Tarot, which is my go-to deck at the minute. I'm also just letting all of you know that I do have, this is my last offering for 2023. I'm really excited by this. So I am offering a 3-week class, and this 3-week class is with the Archangels. It is not about the law of attraction. I do not see that I really have anything to add which is of value with that, because I'm sure you've heard it all before. I know I have. So what we're doing in this class is we are literally, over those 3 weeks, growing your money container. Hi, Cynthia. We are growing your money container. What is your money container? Well, it's actually part of your aura, and it's called your life purpose generator, your wealth generator, or your life purpose generator. So what we're doing is we are increasing the awareness of your purpose, but energetically. Like, I know what my purpose is, but to increase that energetically so that people feel it when they are near me, that has got a very magnetic quality about it. So that's the first thing we're doing. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to teach you some of the methods that I have been taught by my mentors that I am using every single day. The other thing we're going to be doing is abundance readings every week as well. Hey, Carrie. Hey to Europe. So it's going to be a brilliant way of you supporting yourself to actually receive more money. This isn't about, because when I look at all these offerings, they're all about removing negative beliefs. What if you don't consider that you have got many negative beliefs and yet you're still not attracting more money? Then it's not to do with your beliefs. It's to do with your aura, which is what we're saying. You can be the most positive person in the world that really believes that you deserve more, but you don't get it because your aura is heavy with the energy of people around you that are not in that place. How do you clear your aura? How do you know when your aura is clear? How do you know when you're on track to that money coming, or whether you're just kidding yourself and you're going to end up going around in circles again? The way I know is that I see the evidence, and the evidence comes in many different ways, but I can feel, I literally wake up and I feel so inspired and I feel so purposeful because I absolutely know that that abundance is coming. So in order for the money to come, you've got to be able to feel it. And I do not do faking anything. I don't fake jack shit. So what we're doing with the support of the Archangels over this 3-week class is helping you to know when your aura is clear, how to clear your aura, including your life purpose generator, the methods that you need to do daily. I'm about to do mine again when I get off this call. And you will get that feeling that money is coming, or that your point of attraction has changed. You will get that feeling just before the money starts coming in. We are not talking about negative beliefs, because it isn't about negative beliefs. It is about your energy field. The universe is responding to more than just your thoughts and your feelings. The universe is responding to everything that's swimming around you. So if everything that's swimming around you is not to do with you, then you're still going to manifest from that place. So it's, what do you do about that? How do you know that something has been done? Because there's nothing worse than following all the law of attraction stuff and nothing changes. I don't have the energy for that. I am pretty focused, obsessed, serious about changing my life and changing yours. So that is the offering I have. And if you are an existing client, there is a discount. So it's a 3-week class. It's on Saturday mornings. The post is above or below this one. It's £125. You can pay that in payments if you want to. We start on December the 15th, or it's £99 if you are one of my Psychic Spirit Club members. So there's a saving there as well. I would love to support you with that. I've already got 3 people. I'm only taking 5. So 2 more people, and then I'm closing the doors on that. And that's the last class I'm offering this year. Okay, let's pull some cards. Hey, Sifu, how are you, my darling? Okay. And I'm also just going to channel, I've got my lovely unicorns here. I've got Gracie, Smokey and Calico with me. I am going to channel them, whoops, on abundance as well. So this one is for, who did I say this was for? Okay, so I'm going to say that this is for you, Helen. Have you messaged me? I'll check it, darling. So we've got the moon. And this is basically saying it's about time for you to let go of anything and everything that is fear-based. It's like there's no halfway points. You have to get to that place where you're like, bugger it, I'm letting go, because it's too hard to hold on to it. So we've got the Page of Wands, and this is asking you to get back into that childlike place, Helen, of feeling playful. Do silly things. You are doing immense work. I've already done the unicorn class, Marianne. Your unicorn is called, I've got your unicorn here. Hang on. Marianne's unicorn is called Amiga, and she's a matriarch. She's absolutely gorgeous. Oh, bless you, Barbara. Yes, and I'm training that spirit center. I'm actually training the spirit modality next week. I'm so excited by that, because those, they're going to be able to help themselves, which is just brilliant. Have you let go? You're in the process of letting go, Helen. I've just got Orion coming in here for you. Okay, so he's saying for you, Helen, he says, letting go is something that you can only do when you know that you've done everything you can. I always use the X Factor as an example. You know, when they get to the final, they say, well, I've done everything I can. And I'm going to say to you, it's about knowing that you've done everything you can, but then doing things which allow you to feel that you are moving forward, right? So it's that first part. I think you've done that. And now it's okay, what do I replace that with? And that's what I'm going to be teaching you in this 3-week class. I've got 3 techniques that I use that I promise you, if you use them, they will work. I 100% promise you that they will work. It takes around 3 weeks, which is why we're doing it for 3 weeks. 100% this brings in new opportunities. 100%. One of the techniques that one of my mentors has taught me, I couldn't find in any of the Abraham books. I couldn't find it anywhere. It's very simple, but there are 3 techniques I'm going to be teaching you, because they are what I use. Okay, so let's have a look at Regina. Let's see what they want to show Regina today. Hang on. Regina, we have got some money coming to you. We've got the Queen of Pentacles there, my lovely. But I don't feel like that's the abundance that you want. I don't feel like that's the abundance that you want. I feel like the abundance that you want is something different. That's just what I'm being told. Barbara. So for you, you've got the Knight of Wands, darling. And that is about you knowing that you are going to triumph. But I know this sounds awful when you've got somebody that you love very much that is having a hard time. It's very difficult for us to feel that it's okay for us to triumph. So, what I'm going to say to you is, you and I being so very similar, except she's young and she's gorgeous, um, is when somebody around you is having a hard time, it's knowing that you are supporting them as much as you can, but you're still doing things that matter for you, whatever those things are. Okay. Um, and that's what I would say to you, love. But you are going to triumph. And you are doing really, really well. And it's not anybody else's fault that they're not. This isn't about blame. I'm not smug in any way. How can I be with a face like this? But what I'm going to say is, you have to feel like you're triumphing. So even if that person that you love is having a difficult time, if you're happy, if you're okay, yes, you can be there for them and you can support them, but you have to have your own point of attraction. Lisa, my lovely, who had her birthday this week, and I'm sure you had an amazing time, my gorgeous. So, Lisa, we've got the Chariot here for you. What's coming in for you? It's like feeling as though you are doing everything and being everything that you need to be, yet there's a certain story unfolding. And how can you change that? Okay, thank you. So Orion is coming in for you as well, Lisa, and he is saying there's high points and low points every day in all our lives. There can be things that are really going well and things that are not. And if we're lucky, there are periods where we're in the center and it's sort of like that. And at times it can be like that. But when it's like that, you also do experience the opposite. I know at the hardest time for me this year, when my daughter was in hospital, yes, it was agony. The unknown was agony. But at the same time, I felt an awful lot of gratitude for the support from my husband and my two sons. So your life is, you're still manifesting, but there can be periods where you're manifesting equally the blessings and the non-blessings, and you're not manifesting those. I believe that those are actually pre-agreed. I do believe people can get sick or can have difficulties that they attracted, but I don't believe that personally. I believe at some level we chose them before we came. That's just my belief. Right, so yes, I like balls. Don't know about curveballs. So I'm going to wish a happy weekend to everybody on YouTube. I love you. Thank you for joining me. Okie dokie. So